All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to class and to the afternoon session. Everybody seeing my screen? Everybody's good to go? Everyone?
Yes,
Are you?
sir.
All right. Yeah, back at it again. All right. Hi, Amelia. Sorry I missed out on the morning session.
Hi,
Um,
sir.
Hi, how are you? All right. So I've already uploaded the session one. I've already uploaded session one. So as soon as the class is finished, I will send each and every one here. Well, you have to just DM me. DM me and I'll send you the recording for it so you can watch it as a recap in your own free time whenever you're ready. Okay?
Yes,
So
sir. Thanks. That was quick.
oh yeah man. You just act right away, You won't see it though. I have to send it to you because it's a private link, so you will not see it. Okay. All right, good. So let's get back to where we were. Class is being recorded and everybody's seeing my screen, so we're good to go. So we would have completed 4 questions in the morning session. My online class, I usually take my time and kind of go through the stuff. It's a little bit easier to teach face to face than it is online because of the amount of stuff that is on my screen. But yeah, man, we'll be able to get through the paper. At least we'll be able to get through at least 9 of the 10. All right, here we go. So question number 5, we are now going to head into the statistics part of the paper. All right. So number 5, Mr. Morgan administered a spelling test to his class. The table below shows the number of words out of 10 that each student spelled correctly. All right. So that means, hold on, let me see this. Let me just understand the table there. This table is in number of words. Okay. Okay. So the table shows the number of words out of 10 that each student spelled correctly. So this table, based on what I'm looking at, is saying that 8 students spelled 5 out of 10 words correctly. I think that's what it's saying. So it says the table below shows the number of words out of 10. So number of words out of 10. Okay. All right. So basically, we had 8 students spelling 5 out of 10 words correctly. We had 4 students spelling 6 words out of 10 correctly. 2 students spelling 7 words out of 10 correctly. Another 2 students spelling 8 words out of 10 correctly. 3 students spelling, why do I keep saying spelling 9 words out of 10 correctly, and we have 4 students spelling all 10 words correctly. All right. All right. So everybody understand how the table is interpreted? Everybody go through with that?
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
So that's the
Thank you.
first thing you need to do when you get these type of questions. Make sure you understand how to read the table. Okay. All right. Now it says for the data shown below, state the mode. All right. So again, some of you have yet to do this because I haven't started teaching statistics, but nothing too difficult. So the mode is the highest frequency, guys. So the mode is the highest frequency. You can write that down, guys. Write that down. So the mode is going to be the highest frequency. Highest frequency. All right. So you have to be very careful of when they ask you for the modal number of words or the mode. For this case here, the mode is actually 8. Right? So they have a way where they will ask you for the modal number of words spelt or the mode. When they ask you for the mode, they're asking you for the actual frequency. So the highest number at the bottom here is actually 8. That's the highest number. If they had asked you for the modal number of words, then that would have been 5. That would have been 5. And do you understand why it's 5? Just in case you guys are
No,
wondering.
sir, I don't.
Because, oh, you don't understand why? Because
I think you said it's the highest.
frequency. So which one of it?
Okay.
So it's the number down here that's the highest. So if you're looking at the 10 here, you're wondering why is it not 10? This is only saying that 4 persons spelt all 10 words correctly. That's not the highest. You had more people spelling 5 words correctly than you had persons spelling all 10 words correctly. So the number of words that was, you get it now? So
yes.
it's, yeah, so a lot of persons, if you tell them that mode means highest, when they look at the table without interpreting what the table is saying, they're probably going to say 10, and that's where you get it. That's where you lose the 1 mark. Very simple to get it wrong, you know. Even though it's an easy question, it's very simple if you don't understand the table. All right, buddy, Gucci? All right, assuming that everybody is good. Median. All right, so median now is the middle frequency. All right, so the median now is the middle number. So the median now is the middle. All right, so here's how we're gonna do this now. So the median, another symbol for median is Q2. When you learn, when I start teaching it in regular classes, you'll see me mention it, that it is Q2. So median is Q2. All right, and so there's a simple formula for median, right? Especially when you're dealing with a large set. This set is a large set, so the median here is going to be n plus 1 over 2. That's the median. The median formula is n plus 1 over 2. So Mr. P, what is n? Well, n represents the number of persons that are in the survey. So n are going to represent the number of persons, the number of data that's there. So let's add these up now. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. 14 plus 2 is 16. 16 plus 3 is 19. 19 plus... Oh, we double check that again. 8 and 4 is 12. 12 and 2 is 14. 14 and 2 is 6. It's 23. Okay. So therefore, the position of the median is 23 plus 1 over 2. So the median is located at the 24 divided by 2 position. So the median is located at the 12th position. Now, important thing about median is that the numbers must be arranged in order, right? So we know say the median would have to be located. Watch now carefully. If I'm going to lay out these words, if I'm going to lay out the amount of persons that got the words correctly, right? I know that there are 8 persons that got 5 words correctly, not true? So I would have to end up writing 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 8 times, not true? Because the numbers have to be placed in order. So when we're looking for the median, we're looking for the median amount of words spelt correctly. All right. So I would have to, if I'm going to lay out these numbers in order of ascending order to descending, in order of ascension, I would have to lay out 8 5s. So the last 5, let me just write it down here. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This would be the 8th position. Then now I'm have to go lay out what now? 4 6s. 6, 6, 6, 6. So this will be the what? 12th position. And if I continue to lay out these numbers and lay out them and lay out them and lay out these numbers, this number will end up being in the middle. So therefore, your median value here is going to be equal to 6. So what this is basically saying then is that the median number of words spelled correctly was 6. In other words, then 50% of the class, 50% of the class is spelling at least 6 words correctly. That's what it means. 50% of the class is spelling at least 6 words correctly. All right. But like I said, some of the topics you're going to be learning in section 2 here are topics that I've not gotten to, that I haven't gotten to yet. So it might look a little bit like you don't really understand, but when I teach it, you will see. All right. But it's nothing too hard, as you can see, nothing too crazy. Now, we need to calculate this thing here called mean. All right. And now in math, there's a symbol for mean. The symbol is X bar. And so mean is equal to the summation of the frequency divided by the summation of f. So, sir, what the hell does that mean? What does this mean? Now, in mathematics, we know that the plus sign is this symbol. So in mathematics, all the days of our life have we been learning math, we know that this symbol means to add. Now you're dealing with a topic known as statistics. So our symbol that we use for addition is this symbol here, this E symbol. This symbol here is known as summation. That tells the person or tells the student that some addition needs to take place. All right, so this means summation. Okay, so here's how we're going to have to find the mean now. First thing we have to do is to calculate. All right, so basically we had 8 persons spelling 5 words correctly. Not true? So between those 8 persons, they spelled how much words correctly? What do you think? If 8 persons spelled 5 words correctly, there's no guarantee that they spelled all the same words correctly, but together, how much words did they spell correctly?
40.
40. All right. So between those 8 persons, in total, whether it be the same words or not, 40 words were spelled correctly. How much words were spelled correctly between these 4 people? All 4 of these persons spelled 6 words correctly each. How much words were spelled correctly between them?
24.
That is correct again. All right, and you get the pattern. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 8 is 16. 3 times 9 is 27. And 4 times 10 is 40. So question then is, what's the total amount of words that was spelled correctly? That we want to know. And this is what EFX is. There's a simpler formula we could use. Yeah, make it stay as EFX still. So we now need to figure out now how much words was spelled correctly in total. So we need to add up all of these here. So go ahead, somebody, and add up these for me, please.
Sir, 155.
Um,
I'm gonna get 161.
161. And a double check when I get 2 different answers. So I know for this and this
161.
and this and this, we get 120. And 161, you say?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I mean, I think that, that right? I think so. No, sir. Check that again.
Sir, I'm getting 155.
155. I don't think that's right either.
I get 160.
I mean, I think not
I'm
right
gonna
either.
recheck.
I mean, I think not right. Well, yeah. Hold on. I think you guys are right, you know. Let me see. 37 and 4, 41. I get it. 161? Who is getting 161?
Me.
Ah, yeah, man. You're right. Then you're right. 161. So double check, please. Double check. So 161 words was spelled correctly. All right. Everybody go check with the 161. So this 40 and this 40 are 80. And this 24 and this 16 are 40 again. So that's 120. And then the 27 and this here, that's 37. And 37 plus 120. Sorry, not 37. 41 plus 120 is 161. Everybody all right?
Yeah.
So in other words then, guys, 161 words was spelled correctly, right? But how many persons participated in the spelling contest? If I add up them people that don't answer.
23.
23. Oh, so we did get that from early, 23.
They do that equal to 7 words.
All right, so what is 161 divided by 23? 7 point how much?
So me just get one number 7.
Oh, 7. A 7 flat. Okay, yeah, man, 7 flat. All right, so therefore, 7 words was the average. So basically, then we had 50% of the class, right, spelling 6 words correctly, but the average for the class is 7 words. So we have, even though we have some people that spell 10 words right, for them their score doesn't really affect the overall result. The overall result is that we have almost everybody in the class. The mean, the average, the overall score line, we had quite a bit of persons at the peak spelling at least 7 words right. We had some persons spelling less, but we also have some persons spelling more. So the mean is the almost close to the middle. Okay? So that is 7 words correctly. All right? Assuming that everybody is okay with that and I understand why we did what we did. Okay? No questions, so I'm going to move on. All right, so the attendance officer at a particular school recorded the time, T, which is in minutes, taken by each student in a group to travel to school. The data collected shown on the cumulative frequency curve below. All right, so we know that everything down here so is going to be what? Time in minutes. Not true? And everything up here so is telling us the amount of persons that were recorded, right? Cool, no problem. Question says, use the cumulative frequency curve and you have to find the estimate. An estimate you must find, so if you don't draw it good, it might be a little bit off. The number of students who took at most 32 minutes. So that's the most time them take, 32 minutes. So let us look for 32 here. First, you have to understand the scale. All right? So talk to me, guys, and tell me what you think. Between here and here is 10, right? Because 30 and 40 is 10. So what each of these represent?
2.
Excellent. Good job. 2. So as we did in the last, as we were doing with the one with the US convert to EC, when you get a graph, make sure you understand how to interpret the scale on the graph. So that person jump out quickly and say it was 2, right? So 32 minutes now. I'll grab my arrow. I'll go run up the 32 minutes then. So 32 minutes would be right here. Touch the curve right there, so. They say touch the curve right there, so. We just run it across now. So now we need to understand what this is scale I say. So what is this scale saying right here? Between 40 and 60 is how much?
20.
20. So what each of them lines represent? That's a good guess now. What each of them lines represent? If right between them, so can we zone it down now? If between them is 20 and there's 5 space between them, then if you divide the 20s by 5, by the amount of lines there, it will tell us that each represent what? 4, not true? So this would be what? 44, 48, 52, 56, 60. Everybody's in agreement?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And then these are 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. So we understand that 32 can't be the second one right here. Because if that's a 32, by the time you reach 34, the space done. So hopefully if everybody is good with that. All right. So therefore then at 32 minutes, we can confirm that 52 persons took at least 32 minutes. So look now, this is our 44, 48, 52. Because each I go by 4. So just go down here now and you just write your answer. But you have to show it on your graph where you get the 52 in. So when you put those bright lines, arrows, or whatever you guys are going to use, you just put 52 students, all right? Is it a student? 52. Yeah, 52 students. So 52 students. 52 students. All right, that's it. All right, not hearing any questions from anybody, so it look like everybody Gucci. All right, this thing now, interquartile range. All right, so the interquartile range now, let me show you what this is. So the interquartile range is something we call Q3 minus Q1. All right, you're not learn it yet, so you have to just catch and go through. All right, don't stress it, you're going to eventually learn it. Q3 minus Q1. Now, Q3 is known as 75% of the data, and Q1 is known as 25% of the data. So if you want to know where Q3 is, you're going to have to work out what is 75% of 220. So go ahead for me, guys, and work out what is 75% of 220. So 75% of 220. So 75 over 100 times 220. How much you get for that? What is 75 over 100 times 220?
I get 165.
165?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So therefore, we now need to go over here so I want to figure out what is 165. So I'm going to just lay out my thing right here so now. Hold on there. And just reduce the size of this so that it can go down, right? Good. So you say 165 again? Everybody got 165?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is 160.
Yes,
So this is 164, not true? Right? This is 164. Hold on. I'm gonna reduce the size of this, please. So are we in agreement? So this is 164, not true?
No, sir. Really?
I thought it I got by R4. I did 4 we said, not true?
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So that's a 164 and it's a 168, not true? So where would we find 165? All right, so 165 have to do, that's what them say estimate, you know. So we know say this is a 164 and that's a 168. And between 164 and 168 are 166. So kind of like somewhere right here, so. Kind of have to just imagine say somewhere right between here, so. So right there, so. Everybody Gucci?
Yes, sir.
So that's a
Yes, sir.
165. And then basically what you're going to do is just run it down now and see which number you get. Right where you touch the curve, yeah, so. We are say about right there, so. But I'm not like how that look. So you send the arrow go down this also. Alright, so drop off. So I'm gonna just continue it right here, so. So the number there, how much now? You must say they may go up by 2 now, not so?
4.
So it's
54.
54 minutes, right? So 54 minutes would basically be your upper quartile. So that would be your upper quartile. So this part right here, so now are gonna be 54. All right, Q1 now. Go ahead and find 25% of the 220 now. 25% of 220. What you got?
55.
55. So we're gonna go up on the graph now. We're gonna locate 55. So 55 now. So hold on now. I'm gonna just kind of clean up here a little bit. Because here's a kind of messy. Oops. Let's see if we can clean up here a little bit. Hold on there, guys. Let me see if we can get a smaller little eraser. Well, it's an eraser. You guys get it still. All right. So now we're going to see if we can send it across here somehow. So what we do now? 55. So we know, so this will go by 4. So it's a 44. That's up. So this is 44, 48, 52. So which number come between? All right, that's a 52. It's a 54. Hold on, wait. We're going up by 4, isn't that so?
Yes.
So 44, 48, 52, 56. So it look like it is safe to bet that it's somewhere here. Do you agree? 44, 48, 52, then the fourth one at 56. So it might be somewhere between here, so. Not quite sure, see what about some of this. Let me just quickly erase this here, come deduced already. Anyway, just go bust boom. And drop it right here, so. So which number that? That's a 32, not so?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Some of this 32, because that's what them say estimating. So we now go 100% accurate. So we're gonna say this is our 32. So therefore the lower quartile is what? 32. Alright, so go ahead and subtract those two and we should get our interquartile range. What is our interquartile range? How much you got?
22. 22.
All right, so that is it. That is your interquartile range. All right, so new information there, but like I said, when we get to that level, you'll understand more. But it's them blue lines and them red lines, and that Csec one give you just on the paper to get to the marks. So there's not much in statistics. All right, part C, no questions. Not hearing any questions or any do-overs. The letters in the word positivity are written on separate cards and is placed in a bag. Dacia picked 2 of these cards at random, but with replacement. So she pick up the cards them out of the bag and then she put it back into the bag. You have to find the probability of she picking letter, or that I, because no an L, so letter I then letter V. So what's the probability of her picking a I from this bag of letters? How much I is in the word positivity?
3.
3. And how much letters is in the bag?
10.
10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Good. So the probability of her picking an I is going to be what? 3 out of 10. What's the probability of her picking a V?
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10. Not true. But remember, so remember now, you know, you say whenever she did pick out the 3, whenever she pick out the probability of her picking an I was 3 out of 10, and the probability of her picking a V out of the 10, to know the probability of both, it's going to times both of them. So the probability is going to be 3 times 1 is what? 3. And 10 times 10 is what?
100.
And that's it. That's it. That is it. So when you want to find the probability of someone picking something followed by something else, find the probability of one, find the probability of the other, and then multiply the two probabilities. And you get your answer. And that is 9 marks. So once you learn the concepts, them, you know, there's ways to pick up marks here and there. You may not get everything right, but there's ways to pick up marks here and there, you know. So you see 9 marks, you can get 6. Take the 6 here, go through. Okay? All right, so now we're at question 6. All right, assuming that there's no question and everybody's good with what we've just been through, we're moving right to the next question. In this question, you are to take pi to be equal to 22 over 7. And it says for part A, it says the diagram below shows a gold bar that is in the shape of a trapezoidal prism. So basically this thing with them shade right at the front here, so they're trying to tell you that it's in the shape of a trapezium. That's what they're trying to say. All right, let's continue. We are told that the volume is what? 2,866. 2,886. So we are told that, so basically, we are told that V is equal to 2,886. So we are told that information. All right, cool, no problem. The length and height of the prism are indicated. So the height of the prism here is 8.72 and the length of the prism is 31.2 and these units are the same. All right. Question says what now? Calculate the area of the what? Shaded cross section of the trapezoidal prism. So we want the area of this thing right here, so. All right. So now this is where critical thinking comes in. As you can see, it's one. Just give me a second, guys. Avian. Oh, she must be in the waiting room. Hold on. Okay. All right. So as you can see, it's 1 mark. Pay attention to the 1 marks up here. So whenever 1 mark people and nothing hard. It sounds complicated, but if it was, they wouldn't have given you 1 mark. Now the question is, we're looking for the area of the trapezium. Now let's go back to our formula. Let's say in the exam, and you don't quite remember the formula, but you just go back on a page here and you go check to see if you can find a formula for trapezium. Let's see if we see anything up there can help us. Do we see anything? Oh yes, we do. Look at that. Area of trapezium is what? A equals half times A plus B times H. Let's look at what them say AB. So A and B are the lengths of the parallel sides. And H is the what? The perpendicular distance between the parallel sides. All right, so them say A and B. Let's write down the formula. Remember now, I'm just teaching you as if I'm thinking like a student now. I don't want to just write it on the paper. I want you guys to say, okay, then, if I do this and it don't work out, what would I do next? All right, so let us see. So probably one of you guys recognize that this thing is a trapezium. So you go ahead and you say, oh, A equals half A plus B times H. Your next question now is to figure out what is A and B. But watch it, look here now. A is right here and B is right here. And guess what? You do not have them. And you can't just get up and just say, oh, me can't, but man, this is A and this is B. No. They specifically told you that that is the length. And they specifically told you that that is the height. So you can't just say you can't bother and just choose any number. I would rather leave the question alone. So even though we know we're finding the area of a trapezium, right? The information required for finding a trapezium is not available. So that means now we have to use an alternative approach to this. So sir, what would be the alternative? Do you notice that they gave you something right here that says volume? All right. So we're going to go back up again now. We'll go back up again. And we're going to see if we can find something up on that formula sheet that may be able to assist us. Wow, look at that. Volume of a prism. And it never specifies which prism. It just says volume of a prism. That means that formula is a formula related to all prisms. So, once again, we're going to put this in red. Because this is one of those formulas that Csec gives us that in this case is helpful. All right. So wait, I'm supposed to put it in dark red shade like that. All right, so let us shade it then. So from the paper, from the exam paper so far, and them two formulas, them are just them three formulas they alone come out so far. I don't know why it looks so. That's the two formulas that we got. All right, so we're going to drag that formula now and go down here, so utilize it, see if we can use it. So you try one thing, guys, and it don't work. But I say the math's hard. Let's try something else. Try something else. It must can work. Let us see then. Here the math says. So we know say volume is equal to area times height. So assuming that you guys remember what A stands for and what H stands for, let us see. So were we told what the volume is? Yes, we were. So we're going to put that 2,886 right here. So we don't know what A is. So the question then is, what is A? Well, if you forget, check back your notes. You'll see Mr. Pierre told you that A stands for the area of the cross section. Just double check your notes. Trust me. I told you. Area of the cross section. And it so happens that this question is actually looking for the what? Area of the what? Shaded cross section. So therefore, A we are looking for. So therefore, we're going to write back A right here. So A has to come back right here. And were we told the height? We were. We were told that the what? It says the length and the height of the prism are indicated on the diagram. And obviously this has to be the length because length is lying down. So naturally this has to be the what? Height. All right. So the height is going to be 8.72. So therefore now if we want to find A, all I have to do is just divide both sides by 8.72 and divide over here by 8.72. And I cancel these two, so therefore A is equal to, what is 2886 divided by 8.72? What is the answer?
330.96.
330.96
96.
centimeters squared. All right, so basically the area of the shaded portion is 330.96. Ladies and gentlemen, you see what I've just done on the screen there? It wasn't about giving you the answer. If I wanted to give you the answer, I could just look at it and say, hey guys, let's divide that by that. But you're going to have a lot of questions. Some you're going to ask me, sir, is it all the time you divide? I'm going to have to tell you no. All the questions are structured a certain way to test critical thinking and reasoning. So even though the mathematics is really just taking this number up here and dividing it by the number at the side, how would the average person know say that them for do? Why would the question then is, why would I not divide the 2886 by 31.2? So when an instructor or somebody who is helping you to do a math problem, you have to make them explain to you why it is that they're doing what they're doing, so you can understand where they're coming from. The answer is pretty simple. That's why them only give you 1 mark, you know. The 1 mark is just because if you had an advanced level in mathematics, you could have read the question and immediately know that it's just 2886 divided by 8.72. But the reasoning that we put behind getting the answer right. So I hope that you guys understand and appreciate that. Okay? Everybody good? Is everybody good?
Sir, what's the reason you said that they use the 8.72 instead of the 31.2?
Oh, because the formula says A equal area times height. 31.2 is a length. The formula doesn't have any L in it.
Okay.
Sir, question again. Should
All
it
right.
be centimeter or cube?
No, because it's area, so it's centimeter squared.
Okay.
The volume was given, so that was centimeter cube.
Okay.
So if it's volume in centimeter cube, but because we are finding area, we have to put centimeter squared. All right. Next question says, so the cuboid below now, so them draw a different shape now. So them say the cuboid shaped gold bar below, shown below, it has the same volume as up here. So what does this sentence say to us right here, sir? This sentence is saying to us here that the V value, the value that we have up here, are the same volume down here as well. And that them say no. That's what they said. So they're saying that the volume down here is still the same thing as 2,886 cubic centimeters. All right, cool, no problem. Continuing. Good. So that's what them say. All right. What them say now, you must calculate the height now of the gold bar. But they give you some new measurement now. They give you this, and they're missing that. Again, this comes back to the formula once again. You have to understand the formula. The formula for the volume of any prism is that V is equal to AH. If anybody in here can vouch for me, when I was teaching this topic, I think it was sometime in October of last year, I emphasized the importance of saying you don't need to know all the formulas for all the prism. All you have to remember is volume is equal to area times height. But once again, we have the same volume, 2886. And A, we just mentioned up here, so say A stands for the what? Area of the what? Cross-section. And this cross-section clearly is a cuboid. So if the prism is a cuboid, that means it has a rectangular cross-section, which means that area of a rectangle is length times width. So therefore, we're looking at the fact that this thing here is going to work out to be that volume is equal to length times width times height, right? Because length times width will represent the A and height is H. All right, so now we told that the volume is the same thing, 2886. And now the length you can obviously see is 30.6. And the width, obviously, you can see right here is 8.2. But this time you don't know the height for this prism because the height is missing. So, sir, what about the height up here? The two prisms are different. This is the height of the what? Trapezium or trapezoidal prism. But this is the height, or this is the width of the what? Rectangle. So this height is different. So go ahead for me, guys, and multiply 30.6 times 8.2.
2509.
250.9.
92. Or yeah.
0.92. Times h. All right. Now the only way to get rid of the number from beside the h, as we've said repetitively, is to just divide simply by that number there. Cancel that. So therefore you end up with the height being equal to, go ahead, 2886 divided by 2. Where am I get 2.92 from? My gosh. Where's this coming from? I'm dividing by 250.92.
Sorry, 11.5.
That is correct. 11.5 centimeters. And that's it. That's it. And that's why it only worked 2 marks, guys, because of the working. So these are what we call reverse questions. Again, if anybody in here can vouch for me, when I was teaching you this, I showed you that a lot of the questions CXC sends come on the paper are mostly reverse questions. Always I turn the questions in backward. That is how they test your critical thinking. All right. Nobody has any questions, so I'm going to go right ahead and move on. All right, now it says that the trapezoidal gold bar is then melted. It's melted down, and all the gold is used to make 6 identical spheres. All right, 6 identical spheres. For those who don't know what a sphere is the Earth. So basically, they make them into what you call small ball pellets, right? So they melt it down and form 6 gold plates, gold that looks like the Earth, basically like that. Some little ball pellets of golds. So that's what they're saying that they did, right? It says for each sphere of the gold, we are to calculate the radius. So calculate for each sphere of gold its radius, and they give us a little thing in the bracket here. They give us a little formula to work with. So this formula right here, right? If they never give it to you, you'd have a hard time. You'd have a very, very difficult time understanding this. So let's go ahead and do this now. So we are told that the volume is equal to 4/3. That's why you will check if you were to go ahead and just investigate and check back, you'll realize that I never gave you this formula. The reason why I don't give it to you is because I know Csec gives them to you. So this is 4/3. I don't know why my thing is sticking. 4/3 pi r cube. All right. Now, careful now, because you see how long we are use V for. You see how long we are use V? We are use V where? Here, so as 2886. We use V again as what? Down here. 2886. So sometimes we use V. I wouldn't blame you if you go over here, so I use 2886. We know what the key to this is? Is that what? The trapezoidal gold bar was melted into what? 6 identical spheres. Why is it that them capitalize the word 6 and minimize the letters of the other words in the sentence or in the question? They might try get you to understand. Say, watch out. You see this 2886 here? You have to split it 6 ways. And then that's going to be the volume of each of the spheres. So you see that the importance of this, how much marks is it worth? 3. 1 mark is just because them want you to realize to divide the 2886 by 6. Go ahead and tell me what that is.
481.
So each sphere represents exactly 481, not true? Cubic centimeters, not true? So you see this here now, this is going to be a new V. Critical thinking, people. Critical thinking, that's all it's about. So 481 is equal to 4 over 3. Them say we must use pi as 22 over 7. And then obviously I'm going to be looking for R. Because them say must find the radius, so we don't have R. Alright, so we can minimize this now, simplify it. We can have 481 is equal to 4 times 22, that is 88. And 3 times 7 is 21. I'll put back R cube here. Alright. Trusting that everybody is okay. Now, what do I always say when we have a number at the bottom of the fraction? I've said it so many times. When a number is at the bottom of the equation, how do we proceed?
Cross multiply.
Oh yeah, you can do that. That's a
Mhm.
better. That's a better way. But I often tell you guys to multiply both sides by the number. I don't know if you can remember me doing this. Alright, so like Miss Gentle say you can cross multiply. That is also perfectly correct. But because of how me also teach it, me just keep it that way there. So this 21 cancel this 21. So I'm basically left with, what is 21 times 481?
10101.
1010.1. Just
No.
1. Okay. 10,000 and 1. Alright, and that's going to be equal to 88 R cube. Alright, because the 21 cancel the 21. Miss Gentle, if you cross multiply, the same thing I'll get. Well, you should. I go ahead and divide both sides by 88 now. So I'm going to divide over here by 88. I don't have to do it. I don't have to make it this long, I'm just making it long because I'm doing it step by step. So if you have a way where you can cut it out with making it easier, no problem. So what is 10,001 divided by 88?
114.78.
114.78. All right, and now, just like before, well, not just like before, this is rare. All right, and I always I say 1 2 up there, but now I say 1 3. So R is equal to the cube root of 114.78. So for those of you who don't know what the cube root symbol is, let me pull up my calculator. Calculator. All right, so the cube root should be the symbol right here. I'm going to highlight it for you. The cube root should be the symbol here. This one you see me highlight right there. So I'm going to clear my screen, right? I'm going to clear my screen here. We cleared it. My Lord. Where's my clear? Oh, Lord. All right, so guys, when you press this button here with a 3, some of you guys have a calculator with the actual button, and some of you have a calculator where the symbol that you're looking at on screen here is right above a particular button. If it's above the button, just press Shift and press the button that it's above, and it should come on your screen. 114 point. How much is it? 114.7. How much?
8.
11.8. So the cube root of that is going to be, the radius is going to be 4.9. So 4.9. So this basically has a radius of 4.9, right? Centimeter. That's it. So that's the mathematics, all right? Like I said, if you go on YouTube and you see some other teachers that teach it, they will cut out some of the steps then. But I like when my students are watching my videos, them understand exactly. Them now, if you watch the video and I wonder, how him do this, why him do this, I want you guys to get it and see where I'm coming from. So hopefully you guys appreciate that. All right, now we are told to find the surface area. And once again, CXC is very kind enough to give you the formula for the surface area. So them say you want the surface area, in bracket here, the surface area A of a sphere is with a radius R is this thing here. So we are now told that A is equal to 4 pi R squared. So when I was doing maths back in 2009, you have to know this in your head, you know. Or you can just kiss the question goodbye. Back in 2000, well, not back in 2000, I think my year was not too bad either. In 1990s and 1995 and the early 2000s, when mathematics Csec was called O-levels, them time there, this thing of in your head. You're going to the exam and don't remember that? You well. Just know you have to do it by the next year. So now CXC is actually giving it to you. So A is equal to 4. We are told to use pi as 22/7. And you just calculated R. So see the R we just calculate here? That is 4.9. So you know what happens now if you couldn't work the top part? This next section couldn't work either. So 4.9 squared. 4.9 squared. All right, so just go ahead and punch all of that on your calculator at once. No waste of time. So 4 times 22 divided by 7 times 4.9 squared. And just tell me what you get.
301.84. So I have somebody on.
301.84. You have somebody on? What that mean?
No, I was saying this. Somebody confirm.
Oh, somebody, yeah, somebody has confirmed that. 301.84.
Yeah, yes.
And that's going to be centimeters squared. All right, and that's it. That's it. That is it, ladies and gentlefolks. All right, any questions? Zai, Kedra, Smile, everybody good?
Sir, I'm fine.
But you're not talk to me. So if you say I tried, that means you're lost somewhere. You're not talk.
No, sir, I said I'm good. I'm okay.
I'm gonna try
Not like
to.
now, were they trying, you know?
Oh.
Or they trying sound like you struggle over there, but you hang on for dear life. All right. All right. So now the next thing now is that them say must calculate mass. And them say mass to the nearest kilogram, Notice them put these words in what? Bold. So some conversion business have to go on. So they are given that the density of the gold is 19.3 grams per centimeter cube. Right? So basically, you're told that density is this number. So the formula here, density. So guess what you're going to put right there, so 19.3. They want the mass, which is in kilograms. But watch out now, the mass we don't know. And we were told that the volume is what? They want the volume of the sphere, they want it. So be careful which volume we are using. So it is under which? So it is under the topic of what? Yeah, so at the sphere. So the one here we are using, the 481. That's that volume we're using. We're not using the 2886. So the volume here is 481 cm cube. Right? And what was this one here? This one was what? My chest is hurting me, bro. And this one right here, so was 19.3 gram per cm cube. Write it properly, guys. So 19.3 gram per cm cube. So you'll notice here that this cm cube will cancel this cm cube right here. And the answer will be left in grams. All right. So now we end up with the unknown being at the top. Mass. So according to what was discussed earlier, when the unknown is at the top, we're going to cross multiply. So that's 19.3 multiplied by 481. So go ahead and do that for me, guys. What is 19.3 multiplied by 481?
4283.3.
428.
Sorry, sir, 9283.3.
Hold on there. Take time with me there. 928.
3.3.
Oh, so 9,283.3.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that is grams, not true? But what did they say they want the answer?
Sir, you sure?
No, me and then she tell me.
19.3 times 418, 481.
Yeah.
No, that's 20.
That's right. Kissing always asks.
That's all right. Somebody else.
I made a check it myself to 19.3 times 481. I'm getting the same thing, Kissing.
It's right, sir.
Let me get the same thing to sir. 9283.3.
All right, good. So it is in grams, but we want it in kilograms. I think last year no laugh after me, you know. If I don't wrong, I think Kissing laugh after me when I tell her this. Knock him down, man, don't commit murder. See to come back and help you. Knock him down, knock him up. I think all I wanna laugh after me when I'm telling her this. Yeah, man. So yeah, wanna laugh now. Knock him down, man, don't commit murder. So we're trying to convert from, well, in this case, it is going to not be gram. It's not going to be meters this time. It's going to be knock him down, grandma, don't commit murder. Hold on there. I don't know why my thing is just acting up today. So it's going to be knock him down, grandma, don't commit murder. So we're trying to convert from what? Grams to what? Kilograms. And according to the rule, if you're converting from a small to a big, we're going to divide. Divide by what? 10, 100, 1,000. So let's divide this by 1,000. And what's our final answer? So 9283.3 divided by 1,000. What do we get? 9.283 kilograms. Right? And that is your answer. Everybody Gucci?
Yes, sir.
All right, moving on next. So we are question 7 now, and just like last week, we are back at another pattern question. So pay close attention to the questions that are quite repetitive, right? Each time you come to marathon, you're supposed to label up your stuff and say, okay, then I recognize that this question seems to come 5 out of the 7 times it appeared the marathons. So that question here, I feel like something I'm going to target. So you see the pattern questions, them. Let's look how much it's worth. The pattern question is worth how much marks? 10. I feel like everybody in here is supposed to get that 10 there. No care how battle it, no care how hard you have to try, everybody's supposed to get this particular pattern. You should. At least 8 or 7 out of the 10. And let's move on. The diagram below shows the first 4 diagrams in a sequence. The diagram below shows the first 4 diagrams in a sequence of regular hexagons. Alright, so each of those stuff is a hexagon, 6-sided figure. Each regular hexagon is made using sticks of unit length. Unit length meaning one unit. So basically each of these here so represent 1. So 1, so basically 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Right, that it means unit length. So let's pay attention and see if we can find a pattern, guys. Diagram 1. How much hexagon you see? Diagram 1, 3 hexagon. Very good. Diagram 2, how much hexagon you see?
5.
Right. Diagram 3, how much hexagon?
7.
You catch a pattern yet?
9. It's
You
move
go
up
down
by
by
2.
2. So the next one is what now?
11.
All right. So that means that this diagram that is down here is supposed to end up with 11 hexagon. How many sound?
Yes, sir.
So every hexagon, notice that the first hexagon have 1 hexagon at the top, then 2, then 3, then 4. So the next hexagon have what now? 5 at the top. Not so. See how best me can draw this, because I know the last time I tried to do this, I made a mess of it. My God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if me can join, but do my best. Do your all best, guys. Do your all best. We can't join now. So maybe just try. You wanna try to figure it out and try to draw it as neat as I can. So that's 4, right? Then we're gonna have so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Something like that. So how much hexagon this now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more hexagon, man. So we know so the hexagon have to draw so. So it draw. Here comes. I don't know what's wrong with my screen, guys. That's my hexagon. So we need another one here, so no so. Something like that. Something like that, guys. Let me see now. So 1 side, 2 side, 3 side, 4 side, 5 side, 6 side. Yeah, something like that. I think it draws so wonderful going on. This is so embarrassing. We'll try again. Stop here. It's no good. But I hope you guys get the idea, because when you're in the exam, you will figure out how to get it done. Trust me, you're going to figure it out. Uh-huh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and then I think you have to go something like so. I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they come down so. That's a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. Something like that. So it's not wonderful, guys, but you get the idea. Not true? So 1, 2. So basically, how much hexagon now? We have 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Are we following the pattern? But if I say if we draw, hold on. We have 1, then 2, 2, then 3, then we have 3, then 4, then we have 4, then 5, then we have 5, then 6. So 5. Hold on, I don't think it draw properly. You know, we
So
have
you sure there's not supposed to be 5 on the top and then 6 on the
Let me
bottom?
wonder. Let me look on another here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so you see that 1 euro we draw right here, so? I don't think this one is supposed to be here. So 5 at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the top. Alright, I guess you're supposed to have 1 down here, so Zahini. We're supposed to go so. Let me see. Come down straight. And I think we go like so. Then come down so, then so. Something like that. What do you think, Zahini? Look a better? Think so?
Yes, sir. I think it looks a little better.
Yeah, I think so too. How much numbers them? So let's number them again then. So look a little better. But when you guys are drawing, it should be okay. So therefore then we can confirm that it is 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right? And it kind of like a first shape. So I think I'm okay with that. Right? And you guys are gonna have rulers, so my computer screen is kind of sliding, so it's not allowing me to draw the line straight. So everybody is good? Everybody is good?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So the number of regular hexagons H. So the number of regular hexagon H. So H, which is this side right here, and the number of sticks S, which is right here, and the perimeter of each figure P, right here, follows a pattern. See, it follows a pattern, and you have to figure out the pattern, guys. There's not a set formula for this. You have to figure out the pattern. So the values of H, S, and P for the first 4 diagrams are shown in the table below. Your task is to study the pattern of numbers in each row of the table and answer the questions that follow. All right? So pay attention to the pattern, guys, and you can figure out something for yourself. So we basically have here diagram 1. It has 3 hexagons, and it's made up of 15 sticks, and the perimeter is 12. Right, and it continues 2, 5, 23, 16, 3, 7, 31, 20, 4, 9, 39, 24. So what's the pattern then for the 5th one? Now, you can see that the pattern for the hexagons coming down like this here is going up by 2. Do you agree? Everybody
Yes,
in
sir.
agreement?
Yeah.
So this would have to be 11. That's all. If for the next one after 4, then it must be 5, right? So it must be 11. Everybody in agreement?
Yes, sir.
Or so you
Lovely.
can start over, please.
Me not gonna wait. Me not do not. Me only ask if the mirror go by 2.
Okay.
What up with that sweater there for me? Okay, take up this one.
Guys, your mic is
Yeah, okay,
unmuted.
come on.
Guys, your mic is unmuted. think Miss Kedra, I think your mic is unmuted. I'm not sure. Okay, all right. All right, so going up by 2. So if you watch the pattern and look at how the numbers are behaving, you see the pattern of 2. All right, now, can we figure out the pattern for this one? Is there a consistent pattern? How we get from 15 to 23?
Add 8 to it.
But it have worked for everything, you know. So if you add
Because
8 to 23, you get 31.
yes,
And 31 plus 8, 39.
that's it.
So add 39 to 8. Sorry, add 8 to 39. What you get?
That look like 47.
That's it. Pattern nice. And then look at the pattern now for the perimeter. Perimeter is going up by what? 4, that's all?
Yeah.
Good. Now, several things missing here, so. I see a student yesterday tell me say the next one is 6. Or they might guess the numbers them. Not because you see the next block meaning say the next number is 6. Several numbers can be missing. Just like, for example, this one. Because this one is missing, some student will assume it's 6 and then say this is 7. No, you can't do that. There has to be a relationship between this thing here and over here. So let's figure it out. What if I was to multiply this by 2? How much would I get? I'm just picking a random number, guys. It's not like I know the question. I just pick a number and just remember times it by 2. If I times it by 2, what would I get? Come on, guys, work with me, man. If you multiply 1 by 2, what you get?
2, sir.
And you add 1, and what you get?
3.
All right, can we test that pattern, you know? 2 times 2.
4.
4,
And you add 1, what you get?
5,
We continue to test it specific. True, right, true. 3 times 2.
6,
And you add 1, you get what?
7.
So you get the pattern? The pattern
Yes,
is
sir.
basically multiplying this thing over here by what? 2, and then adding 1 to get it. Now, so.
Yes, sir.
So what's the opposite of adding 1?
Dividing.
No, check again. What's the opposite of adding 1?
Oh, subtracting.
So if I subtract 1 from 47, what do I get?
46.
All right. And what's the opposite of multiplying by 2?
Dividing by 2.
So you know, so the next one is going to be what? 23.
23.
That's it.
Wow. Okay.
Everybody Gucci?
Yeah.
Everybody Gucci. So you have to figure out a pattern.
Sorry, can you go about that, please?
Go back over.
How you get the 23?
We did the opposite of what's here. We figured out a pattern. And the question was being asked, if I multiply the number over here by 2 and then add 1, I keep getting back the number over here. So the pattern remains that it is times this column by 2 and adding 1 to get this column. So I did the opposite of what I was doing to get the answer. Because I'm going backwards, so I'm doing the opposite. So instead of adding 1, I just subtracted 1. Instead of multiplying by 2, I divided by 2. So I'm subtract 1 from 47, and we get 46. I'm divided by 2, we get 23. Gucci?
Yes, sir. But sir, if you multiply the number of hexagon, like if you multiply 11 times 2 and also add 1, you still get what, the 23?
But that's what we want.
Okay.
If you multiply the 11 by 2 and add 1, you get 23. But that's just coincidence.
Okay.
That was coincidence that. So you were just thinking that, all right, so so hold on. So you say, if you multiply this by 2, whoops, and add 1, you get 23.
Yes, sir.
Then that means if you multiply this by 2 and add 1, you're supposed to get back 5.
No.
Exactly, so that pattern is falsified. So in this case, it's just a coincidence that when I multiply 11 by 2 and add 1, I get 23. Because if I multiply 3 by 2 and add 1, I don't get 2. 2 times 5 plus 1 don't give me 3. So that pattern is not consistent. Follow?
Yes, sir.
Lovely. So that's coincidence that will work out. Coincidence. All right. Now, we need to figure out now what's the relationship here. Because so many numbers is missing. So many numbers is missing. Notice that this number is going up by what? Going up by 2. But I can't say that this one is 49. So I know it's going up by 2, not true? Agree? That means say the fifth one is 47, right? The sixth one is 49. The seventh one is 51. I don't have time to go all the way to 23. If at that, you have to do, guys, to get the answer. At the end of the day, you're not required to show how you get the answer. As long as you get the answer. All right? So, I just need to know what comes here. So, what's the relationship then between this and this? I'm going up by 4, not true? Talk to me now. I'm going up by 4. Oh, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, hold on there, guys. By the way.
The number of sticks go up by 8 and the perimeter go up by 4.
Go up by 8. Oh, so the number of 6 go up by what? 8, that's so?
By 8. But that one is there already, the 191. But the other one now is going up by 4.
Oh, so the other one is going up by 4.
Yes, that's the perimeter side. The side that we need now.
All right. So we have to go find our relationship now. All right. So question now. 5, 5 is 25, 5 plus 25, 3 is 15. Not gonna work. All right. So we need to figure out one pattern now.
Sir, what I did,
Yes.
I add the perimeter, and when I add everything, I got 96, and I add the 4 and got 100.
So you add the 12 and the 16 and the 20 and the 24 and 28. That you say?
Yeah, and then I add 4 and got 100.
But then, yeah, but me have to figure out, is that pattern. So why did you add all of these? That's the thing. That's the question, you know. Adding all of them means you're adding up the perimeter of all the shapes put together. I want the perimeter of the 23rd shape. What would be the perimeter of 23 hexagons attached onto each other? So that not sound too right to me. So we have to find a relationship between the numbers then. Right? Because the perimeter have something to do with. Let me see what I'll go on here. So now look at this, guys. 3 from 15 hour.
12.
12. 23 minus 5. Oh, so that not gonna work. That not going to work.
Sir, what if you multiply the 23 times 4?
23 times 4. I get 100. Which 23? Times 4?
Yeah, the 23 over here times 4. You would have get 92, something like that.
92. But then 92, but we have to try and multiply this here by 4 then to see if we get the same answer. 4 times 5 no get 28. All right, so go we try something. Go we try it then, no? So hold on. I think you're onto something, you know. You said times it by 4, right?
Yes, sir.
So 4 times 1 are 4, not true?
Yeah.
And if we add 8, we get 12. Go to it?
Yes, sir.
So we times this by 4 again now. We get 8. And 8 plus 8 are what?
16.
Ah, you catch a pattern now. And then 4 times 3 are what? 12. And 12 plus 8 are what? 20. So you catch the pattern now. So you were right. Multiply 23 by 4. But guess what you leave off? You never add back the 8.
So it would have still be 100, sir. So answer the correct, but we just never get the correct format.
Yeah, but then again, we have to make sure say it's consistent. You have to tell me exactly where you get the 100 from me. So you are correct. Your answer is correct, but I'm not sure if your methodology was right. So you are correct. So you see, what did you say you do, Sujani? You add up all of them here and then add what?
And then add 4. And then
Why you add? So why you add 4?
because the pattern was going
Up by 4.
down by 4. And
Oh,
then when I went over back by the 23, I went and added, but I just didn't add the 8 to it.
oh, okay. All right, so your methodology might have some false, some truth to it and some false to it. Mathematically, if one part is false and one part is true, then the whole entire thing is false.
Okay.
Everything have to be true for it to be considered as true. So whilst you get the answer, that may not be consistent right throughout though. But I mean, if you put on the 100, man, you're gone. Nobody know nothing about how you do it. All right, so now we just need to fill out this section right here. So notice that it's an n right here. So all we're going to do is just have a bunch of formulas below there, so that involves n. All right, so how did we say we get this thing right here? So now, how were we getting the 3? We said we did multiply something by 2 and add 1. That's all. Is that what we did say?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that we did say we did multiply something by 2. I think we did say we multiply. Hold on there. What did we say we multiply? I think we multiply the diagram by 2 and add 1. I said go 2 times 1 are 2 times 1 are 2 plus 1 are 3, 2 times 2 are 4. Okay, good. So basically then what we do is that we multiply this thing over here by 2 and then we add 1. Gucci?
Yes, sir.
All right. Over here, so how did we say we get the 15 now? I think she said, how did we get the 15 now? Or how we get each of those things? Did we figure it out, by the way? I don't think we figured out how we get it.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
Sure.
So, sir, at I, where you have 2n plus 1,
Mm-hmm.
I have a question because I wrote it differently.
How you write it?
N in bracket 2 plus 1. Would I still get it right?
N in bracket.
N in bracket 2.
N open bracket.
Yeah, in
2
bracket
plus 2 plus 1.
Yes, sir.
That would be 3n. No, that wouldn't be correct.
Okay.
That would be 3n.
Wait, no, you wrote it wrong, sir. Like it's N and then I open bracket 2, close the bracket plus 1.
Yes, you'd get it right then.
Okay, yeah, that's what I had, sir.
Yeah, man. So that is perfectly correct. All right. So, guys, did we figure out a pattern for how we get the S value? How are we getting the S value? Can we try times in this by 4 and see what happens? 4 3s are what? 12. And if we add 3, we get 15. That's all. Go test if it works now. 4 5s are what? 20 plus 3 are 23. So that work, right?
Yes, sir.
4 7s is 28. 28 plus 3 is 31. So the pattern there seems to be 4 times what? This is going to be interesting. What are we going to multiply the 4 by? What were we multiplying by 4, by the way? We were multiplying the things over here, not true? By 4, right?
Yes, sir.
And then we're adding 3. So what is the formula for what is over there? It is 4 open bracket 2n plus 1. Because everything over here we are multiplied by 4 now. And then we add 3. So the formula then becomes what? 8n plus 4. Because 4 times 2n is 8n and 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3. So the answer becomes 8n plus 7. If you guys found a different way to get the answer, you're getting it right. You know, like I said, it's just, for me, it's just a thought process. I don't know these papers at first, me I see them. So I'm just looking at them and just working them according to what I'm seeing. All right, so that's 8n plus 7. And so, Johnny, how you say, oh, well, how you got it now? As you see, your problem coming now, so Johnny. Because you see, you add up all of them here. And then add 4. So now, how you going to write the formula for this down here? So, that's going to be the challenge.
So remember, we use the 4 to multiply and add 8. So it would have probably be 4n plus 8.
All right, I agree with you. So we say 4 times the 23, right? I guess you get 96. Also? Yeah, 92.
We got
and you add
92, then we add 8.
Okay, yeah, man, you're correct then. So it'll be 4n plus 8. Very good. All right, lovely. All right, so hopefully everybody was following the thought process and the critical thinking. All right, moving on. Since we're not hearing no question, Skylar says that she can make one of these figures with a perimeter of exactly 1005. Explain why she's incorrect. Why she's incorrect? Well, what's the formula for perimeter? What's the formula for the perimeter based on the diagram on the table? Which formula are we going to use for perimeter? Look at the bottom. Which one of those formulas at the bottom would we use for perimeter?
4n plus 8.
All right, set it up then. So we're going to explain why she's incorrect. 4n plus 8. And that will be equal to 1005. No, so? Because of that, them say.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's 4n I got equal to 1008 minus 8. Sorry. Oh, Lord. 1005 minus 8. Subtract those, please.
$9.97.
All right, and then divide that by 4 now.
So it's not possible.
It's not possible. Oh, you get decimal, not true?
Yeah.
You can't have a decimal amount of shape.
So I got 249.25.
So you hear the point, you just don't say that wrong. So 249 point, how much you get?
25.
You're not going to have 249 and a quarter. Because she's saying that she can use exactly 1005. No, you can make a shape, you know, of a perimeter that is maybe 1000, but not exactly 1005. So your answer would be that it is incorrect because there you do not have, I guess you can say a piece of a shape doesn't exist, or you can't have a quarter of a shape or a quarter of a diagram. So I guess with the answer here, you can say it's not possible, and then probably tell them in what way you think it's not possible. All right, everybody go through this up. Not hearing any questions
Yes,
coming in.
sir.
I'm going to assume
Yes,
that
sir.
okay. All right, we're moving to section 2 of the paper now. All right, so now we buck up on this f of x thing now, right? We saw it earlier and we never got much of it. So now we're going to get the full dose now. So we are given two functions, f and g, and they're defined as follows. F of x is 2x minus 1 over 3, and g of x is equal to 5 minus x squared. So you can see how simple the functions are. We have to work out g of 2. Anybody recall how we work out g of 2?
Use
No,
it
guys,
and
I'm
put
for
it
the x, not
where
true.
the x is. Yes.
So we don't know not take so long for that. So 5 minus 2 squared.
Sir, I thought you meant like if you want us to tell you if it's input or output.
Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't. That's too easy. Now I'll get away with that. Answer my what, man? Steps. So 5 minus what? 4. Answer is 1. Good, right?
Yes,
Everybody
sir.
good?
Yes, sir.
Lovely. Fantastical. You read a particular line. All right. Next now. Anybody remember what this means? From last class online.
Inverse.
Inverse. Very good. Very good. And after you find the inverse, you're going to put 3 in the inverse. Not true? All right. So what are the steps for inverse now? We should let y equal the what? The function. Confirm it now. For that you remember. So y equals 2x minus 1 over 3. How much marks it work, by the way? So I'm not go through all of that. You know, let me just go through it. Could I take a shortcut, you know? And then we're going to interchange x with y. So x is equal to 2y minus 1 over 3. And then we're going to cross multiply and make y the subject. Cross multiply here. X times 3 is going to give us 3x. And when you put this over 1, 1 times anything is the same thing. We need y by itself. Remember, the objective is to get y by itself. So bring over the negative 1. 3x plus 1 equals 2y. And if you divide both sides by 2 now, cancel that. Y is equal to 3x plus 1 over 2. Okay? Now remember, they never say must find y, and them say must find the inverse. So you have to draw a conclusion now, because then we take off marks now. Them never say must find y. We know that when we find y, we find the inverse. So you need to say f inverse x equals 3x plus 1 over 2. So f inverse 3 are equal to 3 times 3 plus 1 over 2. So 3 times 3 is 9, 9 plus 1 is 10, 10 over 2, that works out nicely to be 5. That's it. Any questions? Any questions you should have, you just have to revisit our inverse video and you should be A-okay. All right, no questions are coming in, so we're good to go. Let's slide down here. I'm sure you guys have seen this in my class as well. This is what we call, anybody remember it to start with C? Anybody remember it? Start with C, check your notes. It's there, guys. Remember, if you can't recognize it, you won't be able to do it. So we know, just like what Lexi was saying a while ago, the first one was input, and the second one, somebody said it was inverse. You have to be able to pick up and recognize what this one is, or you won't be able to work it out.
Compose direct, sir.
Composite direct. There's
Composite.
no yeah, composite. Right. So there's no direct. The only time it's direct is when a number is in the bracket. So this is composite. All right. Looking at your notes, do you recall what needs to be done? If you look at your notes, can you be able to look at your notes and recall what is it that I did when I taught this?
Sir, like would we put the G into F?
That is correct again. So we're going to basically take this function, which is the G, right here. We're going to take this function, which is the G right here. I'm going to send it and put it right here, so. Right where the X is in the F. So please make sure to not practice up in people. Because I don't want your hearts to be broken when you see this on the paper. And you'll be like, Father God, why we never just practice this? And they come with a nice, juicy, hefty 5 marks. So make sure to not practice up. So basically what we're doing is that we're taking this 5 minus x squared and replacing it where the x is in that function. So 2 open bracket. So 2x minus 1 over 3. So f of x, just rewrite it, is 2x minus 1 over 3. And g of x, I was told, is 5 minus x squared. So I'm basically taking this and I'm putting it right here. So I'm going to end up with 2 open bracket 5 minus x squared. I go minus back my 1 and divide everything by 3. I'm going to distribute now. 2 times 5 is 10x. Sorry, 10. 2 times negative x squared is negative 2x squared. And then we just bring up my minus 1. Sir, why you don't use the 2 to do that? No, the minus 1 is not in the bracket. So just in case you guys wondering why. All right, and then these two are alike. So we end up with what? 9 minus 2x squared over 3. All right, that's it. Don't try to divide the 9 by 3, or you're going to have to divide the 2 by 3 as well. So if you guys want to go ahead and try dividing the 9 by 3 and say 9 divided by 3 is 3, make sure you write down 2/3 x squared. That is also right as well. That's extra work. You don't need to do that. I have 9 minus 2x over 3. 9 minus 2x squared over 3. That is enough work to get your marks. All right, everybody good?
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody, all right. So these things are looking a little bit more familiar. Remember, so we have 5 marathons left, you know. So you got book up on them here again. We book up on it last week. We book up on it yesterday. We book up on it today. We book up on it last week, Saturday. So you see more time you're seeing it, you just need to get used to it. I'm moving right along here. We are to sketch the graph of the function g of x in the space provided below, and on your sketch you must indicate the maximum or the minimum point and the roots of the quadratic function. So this part is 3 marks. Here is where now, if you're in the exam and you see a question like this, so your brain start tell you some negative, walk away. I'm going to do it though now. But it's 3 marks, right? And you've already extrapolated how much out of it? Well, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, sir. My God, 7. Oh, Lord. No, sir. When I have to do it, people, 7 marks it worth. The whole entire thing is worth 12. And so far, you've only gotten 5. So that little something what we do up here, so we only get 5 so far. My God. 1 no more. 3. Only 5 alone we get? Oh, Lord. Let's continue. Change my mind, guys. Do not run away, leave it. Try do it. Sketch the graph. So we need to sketch the graph of g of x. What is g of x? 5 minus x squared. So we have to go back to the notes now again. So we have a function that says g of x is equal to 5 minus x squared. And if you check back the last notes that we did in class, I gave you several things that we need to find. We need to find the y-intercept. Just confirm it. You have your notes, so just check if I teach it to you. I don't want to assume that I do something that I didn't, you know. So tell me if you see me give you them information here. Y-intercept. And then we tell us you need to find the x-intercept or x-intercepts. And then I think you need to find the min or max value, which is what they want to see, the min or max value. And you also need to find what is called the turning point or the axis of symmetry. I think that's what I called it. Turning point or axis of symmetry. All right. Now confirm. The y-intercept is going to be 5. Did I or did I not tell you that the y-intercept is going to be the number that's at the end? Can you confirm it? Is there anybody here that can vouch for me? I mean, I feel like me.
Yes, sir.
I thank God. All right, so up there says 5. You can label it if you want, but it's very evident that this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. So you can do all of that extra labeling if you want to. So my pot there says 5. All right, and then now so we need to find the x-intercept. And in the notes, did I instruct you that to find the x-intercept, you have to solve the equation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Good. So this is 5 minus x squared What did I equate it to? 0?
Yes.
So if I carry over the x squared over here, because it's negative, I'm going to get what? 5 is equal to positive x squared. And if I take the square root of x squared, and I take the square root of 5, I'm going to end up with x being equal to plus or minus the square root of 5. All right, so what's the square root of 5?
Sir, I got 2.23.
2.23. So I'm just going to work with 2.23. I work with about 2 1/4. So take a
Okay,
bit.
sir.
2.23, 2.25, 2 1/4. All right, so where's my x-axis? I know say this is 1. Watch me now, you know. This is 1, right? And this is 2. That's all? And right between us are 2.25. So I'm going to say about right here. So I'm not quite sure about this. I'm not going to select this. So right here so would that be about what I'm looking for? 2.25. 2 1/4. Yeah, man. Yeah, so about this. Because this is 2 right here. And this is 1. So 2 1/4 is on that side. And remember, say it's plus or minus, and so it's also on the other side as well. So this is minus 1. This is minus 2. So about here, so. Some of this, not exactly, but it's about there. That's what them say sketch. Right? All right, good. And the next thing that we need to do now is to find the minimum value. The minimum value, what letter did I say represents the minimum value? Anybody can recall? Do you see it in your notes anywhere?
K.
Very good. What's the formula for K? K is equal to 4AC minus B squared over 4A. So it's going to be 4 times. All right, so now you have to go figure out what is A, what is K, what is A, B, and C. Let's go back up here now. What was the equation? The equation or the function was what? 5 minus x squared. So basically then, the number in front of x squared is what? Which letter is in front of x squared?
A.
And which no? Alright, so do you notice that there is what? There's a A, there's a C, but there's no B. Because there's no X there. So B is 0. So there's no B, so that means a B is 0. So let's plug it in then. 4 So 4 times A, which we can clearly see is -1, times C is 5. We know so there's no B. So if you want to put 0 squared, you can. And that's going to be all over 4 times A. So 4 times A is going to be -1. Working that out. 4 times -1 is -4 times 5 is -20. And 4 times -1 is -4. So it works so that the minimum value is at 5. Right? So basically, the minimum value, or the maximum value, I should say, is at 5. I like how this look though. Hold on. There's an arrow here. So the highest point on the graph is right here. So the graph not going to pass there. All right. And then now all we need now is the turning point. Check the notes, guys. What did we say is the turning point? What formula did we use for turning point? X equals minus B over 2A. Now last class, man. Once you watch over the recording, it should be okay. So there's no B, so it's just minus. There's no such thing as -0, so it's just -0 over 2 times a, which is -1. And if you divide anything by 0, 0 divided by any number is going to be equal to 0. So we're not work out that. So basically, it's basically being cut here. So right as says we put it there. Oops. Oh Lord. Sorry. So here's what the graph looks like then. The graph is basically coming through this here. It's a sketch, you know. Why is the arrow here? So the graph is basically coming through here. It's coming towards 5. It bend right or so. I don't know why it turned into one line, you know. So the graph comes through here. And it comes through here. And shoots out through. It's not draw perfectly still, but when you're on paper, you'll see. So the graph does that. So it goes through minus 2.25 or 2.23, goes up to 5, bends right there because it doesn't pass the red line, stays under the line and shoots and go back down through there. So that's a sketch. That's basically what they want you to do here. Okay? Or just watch back the recording and you see the process that we went through to actually do this. All right, good. Moving on here. It says the graph below shows a quadratic function. It never tells us which one, it just says that it shows a quadratic function. It says on the grid above, you are to draw the tangent to the curve at x equal 1. So we want x equal 1. So remember now, this is our x-axis here. That's our x-axis. You can see the x right out here, so it's being labeled right here. That's the x-axis. So x equal 1. So this has to be 1 right here, so this is 1 right here, based on the curve. That is 1. This is 1 right here. That's 1. So I must draw one tangent. So I'm going to draw one tangent right here. So watch now. Look at the tangent I'm going to draw. I like how this look. Hold on. So right, let's see, I go draw it. See the tangent? So you go draw one line to touch the curve right here. So right here, so you want to draw the curve right there. So let me just put on one different arrow here. So because x equal 1 is right here, I draw the tangent so that the tangent can touch the curve right there. So. But how did I know to draw it there? Because them say x equal 1. So notice now that I'm pointing an arrow now from 1 to show you why I choose the position there. So I draw the line to touch the curve, don't make it cut it. So I draw the line, make it touch the curve right at that very position right there. Okay? So that is how you answer that particular question. Draw it better again. Right, so this right also is what we call x equal 1. Right, so. Okay, lovely. Now, questions are coming, so we're all right. It says, use the tangent drawn to estimate the gradient of the curve. So for us to get the gradient, ladies and gentlemen, at that point, the gradient is going to be where we're going to use rise over run now. So look at this now. Which color should I use now, Lord? Yellow. Let's use yellow. So look at this now. From this position, I'm going to draw a yellow line. Let me just use like on bright highlighter instead. So we'll use on bright highlighter here. I'm going to tone it down a little bit. So look now, tone it down here. So this is my right angle triangle that I'm looking at. So for me to find the gradient of the tangent, I have to use my rise over run technique, which is something that I would have taught sometime last year. You know, things are gonna slip with, so it's not gonna be too crazy.
Sir, would that go back to like the gradient thing?
Yep, rise over run. So the rise now would have to be the distance from here to here. How much box is coming down? 1 box, 2 box, 3 box coming down. So I can say that my gradient M is rise over run. And in this case here, my rise is -3. And then I'm running now. 1, 2, 3. So I'm running here. So it's approximately 3. I would have wanted to use a better one still. So it's practically 3/3. I should have used a better one though, because the line here now, it passed through the middle, but it's practically going to be -3 over -3, which works out to be 1, right? I would have preferred to use a better one though. I'm going to just use a red mark and show you what I talk about. I would have wanted to use a little better one. So maybe I should have used this part here. So hold on, let me show you which part I'm going to use. The part I should have used was here, where you can see that this right here, so is 1/1. See there? Oops, I like how that look. Hold on, we'll go again. Let me just slim it down a little bit. So maybe I should have just used this part right here, so over this part right there, so. I like a right angle triangle there. Let me just brighten it up a little bit more. So maybe I should have just used this part right here. This is the rise. And this is the run. That would have been a better one to use. And you can see it would be just 1/1, which works out to be 1. But this is still going to be 3 over almost 3. So it's approaching a gradient of 1. Okay? So some technical stuff on the paper, as I would have warned you about, there are going to be some stuff on the paper that in that moment, at that time, depending on how much practicing you're doing, you may or may not be able to do it. So sometimes you may have to go leg off of them marks here. And that's just the reality. Any teacher can go, if you go on YouTube and type in this, at least there's 4 Caribbean teachers who will tell you how to get the answer. They'll show you what the answer is. But do you understand what needs to be done? I don't think half of the person them understand. Don't think so. They might. All right, moving on. Next one. Write down the equation of the tangent in the form y = mx plus c. So we have everything already. We have the m and we have the c. We can clearly see that the graph is cutting the y-axis at what? 1. And we just calculated the gradient to be what? Hold on. Are they talking about the gradient of the curve, or it says write down the equation of the tangent. Right, so we want the equation of this line. So this line now, where is it cutting the y-axis? That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna go out on a limb. It not draw accurately now, guys. That the blue line when we draw, I can tell that it's actually cutting it at 2. Let me say we can draw it again. So I think that the line was supposed to be drawn like this instead. Because, yeah, and then this one over the one we should erase. So this one here, I think. You see, when you're drawing, it's when you actually have the paper in front of you. Ladies and gentlemen, when you have the paper in front of you, it's a different ball game. When it's on the screen, oh Lord. See, so when you use your ruler, you line up 2 with a spot right or so, it'll go automatically fly through 2. You won't have to think about it too hard. Because even right now, even though I'm drawing it here, it's still a miss. But when you have the paper in your hand, right, and you set the ruler, trust me, when you set it, it will go right through 2. So that would have been a better line to draw. Yeah, man, that one they look much better. So basically then, I know that the gradient of this line, this blue line here is 1, and I know that it's crossing the x-axis at -2. So the answer for this question then would have simply been y is equal to positive 1x minus 2. It's crossing the y-axis at -2, and the gradient is 1. And that's why it only worked 1 mark, because practically everything is in front of you. You just have to find out what to put where, and that's it. Okay? Lovely. So it's a tough question. All right. So now my online students who are most of you here online, we just started circle theorem this week. Can you confirm?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this thing kind of gonna look. Last week it was a little bit obscure because you never learn it. So now you've been exposed a little bit to it, and then this week is when we're gonna wrap it up. So now I can comfortably approach this question. All right, so Vx, y, and z lies on the circumference of a circle, shown below with the center O, and with a diameter Vy. It says UV is a tangent to the circle at V. Oh, sorry, I promised you that every time I read, I'll highlight the stuff. So Vx, y, and z. Vx, y, and z are points on the circumference of the circle shown below. Cool. Center O with diameter Vy. So this is diameter Vy here. That's diameter Vy. No problem. And the tangent is going to be UW. This down here is the tangent. All right, no problem. We see all of those things. The angle VXZ is 62, which you can clearly see right here. That's 62. And XVY is 18. And this angle right here says 18. Now it says here you have to state a theorem that justifies the values of each of the following angles. So basically, why is it that angle B is 62? Where's angle B? Up here, so. I think you learned that theorem this week. Does anybody know why would we say that angle B is 62? Does it look like any diagram that we drew last week?
Sir, I think, is it the where it's like angles in the same segment?
That is absolutely correct.
And you called it the segment theorem?
That is absolutely correct. So you just simply write here, so the segment theorem. That's it. Very, very, very good. Very good. Segment theorem. So you could say that it's a segment theorem, or if you want to, if you don't remember the word, if you don't remember the actual name that I give it, segment theorem, you can just say angles in the same segment, like what Lexi was saying a while ago. Angles in the same segment of a circle subtended by the same chord or arc are equal. It's 1 mark, so them say you must state a theorem. I stated it. I said segment theorem. That's it. Done. And why do you think angle C is 124? You also learned that one this week as well. Last week. Why do you think angle C would be 124?
Because it's 2 times the angle at the end.
At the
circumference.
Very
At the
good.
circumference, yeah.
Yeah, but what is the name that I gave to you to call it?
The central angle theorem.
Very good. The central angle theorem. Very good. That's it. Central angle theorem. Yeah, man. No Wolpabaga talking. That's it. They say state the theorem. We did. The theorem is called central angle theorem. Once I write that, you're gone with your marks. All right? Lovely. All right. And we have to also state why OVW is 90. OVW. OV. W there. W. Okay. Hold on, let me see if we can get one highlighter. Highlighter is running out. Okay, so O. So O V W. Why is this angle right here so 90?
Sure, because it's between a tangent and a radius. And the radius is 90 degrees.
Hold on, you mixed up a while ago. Hold on. A two theorem. You give me one right and one wrong. Come again.
The angle between a tangent and a radius is 90 degrees.
There's no, the rule doesn't exist. The angle between a tangent and a chord. But fix it up. You're close.
The angle between a tangent and which is UW and a chord is equal to the angle in the alternate segment.
Yeah, but the angle we are looking for is right here. So this angle is not in the alternate segment. So come again. You're close, man. You say it a while ago with something with radius. Radius and something. It's theorem number 2. Read it. But theorem number 2
The
said.
chord and the radius?
No, try again.
Sir, because the radius is perpendicular to the tangent.
Very good. So Sujan, you're close, man. You'll probably get half mark for it still, you know. You'll probably get half mark somewhere, but yeah. All right, so you're just gonna see radius is perpendicular to tangent. That's it. The radius is perpendicular to tangent. You want to be specific, you can just say, like what Sujani was saying, radius OV. So radius OV is perpendicular to the tangent UW. See, you're there close, right? If I saw you wrote that on a paper, I would know that I know what you're trying to say. You probably just not say it or you want to say it, pretty much. So if me mark your paper and me read that, I would give you half the mark, if I'm allowed to give half mark. All right, so good. So I'm happy you guys are starting to see that the theorems that was learned from the last online class catch on to it. Now, we need to find angles angle A, D, and E. So what do you propose, guys? What do you think angle A would be? This angle right down here.
Sir, is this where we talk about the Z thing again?
Well, there's no parallel lines. Nothing was mentioned about any parallel lines. Let's try again. Look good. I think Sujani was on to it a while ago. She was using the theorem. She was saying angle between something and something. So use that
alternate angle, so it would have been 62 degrees.
That is absolutely correct. Very, very, very good. Angle A is equal to 62. Now, my online students, you're probably wondering what's going on. The students you here are talking, they've already complete all the theorems. That's why they matter that. When I finish with you this week, you'll be able to do what they're doing. So next week, them can't get no tough chat. It's because them do the theorems them already, so they're seeing the diagrams. So you have only gone through theorems 5 already, or theorems 4.
No, sir, we stopped at 3.
Stopped at 3. All right, so by
Yes.
this week, you should be able to get to theorem 7 or 8. So now watch it. Next week, you just take back revenge on him. Don't worry yourself. So angle A is actually equal to 62. Reason being, as Johnny says, that the angle between tangent, hold on, you know what, we can't write, guys, it's so awful. The head of my pen is so big, so write it down, guys. So angle A is 62 because angle between tangent and chord, angle between tangent and chord is equal to the angle in the alternate segment. The angle between the tangent and the chord is equal to the angle in the alternate segment. All right, lovely. All right. Next week, I'll hear more people talk. Angle D. Hold on. Go put it in. So this is 62. Angle D now. What do you think angle D is now? Remember, so this is 124 now. Then they tell us, you know. Well, them so must give them a reason why it was 21, 24. So how would you find angle D now? It's more here.
Should I minus 124 from 180? Sir?
You know, finish.
And then divide by something?
Divide
Yeah.
by 2.
Divide by 2, but why?
Sir, I was
Because-
going to say the isosceles, but because I don't see the lines to indicate that, and then you said not always, we're supposed to assume that it is.
Well, you know, obviously the lines come and say there's a center, which means that there's a radius. And according to theorem number 1, radii of the same circles are equal. So if you're expecting them to put these 2 strokes here, so for you to know it's isosceles, well, you're not gonna say that. So the assumption is that both sides are equal because they are coming from the center. So yeah, your solution is right, but I guess you're reasoning with a failure. So angle D is equal to 180 minus 124. Miss Gentles, you were saying something? You had a reason? Or you were...
Well, I was saying that it is isosceles, and it would have been because 2 angles would be equal.
Oh, okay. So yeah, man. So if you mention something about isosceles, right? Not because you doubt something, guys, write it down, see me. You don't know if maybe you're on to something. So jot it down and say, as you don't need to tell them why it's isosceles. If you mention isosceles, they are probably going to think that you know it's isosceles. There's no way for us to figure out if you know it or you don't know it, or I guess. The fact you write it down, it means say you have a very good idea. So 56, and the reason is that radii of the same circle are equal. Okay? All right, lovely. And then now angle E now. How do you get angle E now?
The angle between a tangent and a radius.
Angle between a tangent and a radius. The angle between a tangent and a radius is 90. But this is not 90. How did I get E? You must say D now, you know. D hour. What we just say D hour? D is 56. Or so? Hold on, wait. Me never divided by 2. My God. Sorry.
Sir, 28.
Right, thank you very much. So Johnny, this is 28.
Oh, sir, all right. Then. So angle E would have been a complete triangle, right? And
angle E, use the letters then on the edge to tell me which triangle you talk.
Sir, E. E? So
E
the angle E we are fine.
Yeah. So which triangle you use? That's a complete triangle. I like that idea, but which triangle you use?
Isosceles. That's what?
The isosceles, they don't say, you know. These are the isosceles, right? That's, you know. In that. So yes, me like the idea, but which triangle you use? You have to tell me the triangle you use. Are you using this? Are you trying to use this triangle here? So hold on.
Yes.
That big one there. I try to use. Yeah, you can use it.
Half height, me did I use?
No, you can't use half height. You don't know it for half. That's the thing. You could have used a big one there in the car. Look, you have the 62 right here, so not true.
Yeah.
And you have
28.
You have 28, which is E. You don't have D yet. You have we have D. What was D?
Sir, we don't know E, but we have D.
Oh, we have
Sir,
D.
it's 18. I think it's
28. The 28 should have been
it's 28 at D.
Okay, thank you. So 28 should have been at D. All right, good.
So, sir, you have a complete triangle now.
We can't find a piece, eh? We don't find a piece yet. Remember say everything, you know, watch your style. Remember say this is angle, you know, guys. And all of this, you know. And all of this make 180. So we have the 62 up here, check. We have the 18 down here, so but we don't have that little piece here. Can we find that piece there? Look good and see if you can find.
Would it be 28 as well?
Oh, yes, you are right. It would be 28 as well. Very good.
On the Z shape.
No, we're not seeing no parallel lines. You can't see that. No Z not there. No parallel lines not there, so you can't see that. It look like one Z now, but it's not. So 28 now. So we're ready now, you know. Look now, Alexia and Sujani. We have the 62 here. Not true? We have the 28 and the 18 here, so not true?
Yeah.
And then we add a little piece of 28 here. How we need a little piece left there, so? Not true? So all we have to say now is that the angle now is actually what? 180 minus all the angles over did have 62.
Minus 100. Oh, to me, I do the short way.
No problem. Do it the shorter way. You mean cut
It would have
corners?
it would have add up to 136. So I have 180 minus 136, so that equals to 44 degrees.
136. Cut corners, man. And that's equal to 44 degrees. All right, but you have to give a reason for that now, you know. You're going to say supplementary angles. Angles in a triangle are supplementary, so you'd say supplementary angles. And that's it. So it's not, as you do this thing, as I tell you, the more you get used to these things, the easier they will become. Easier doesn't mean that it's always you're gonna find questions there that you can do. At first it look hard, but you will find questions that you can do. All right. And remember now, guys, for the matrices part, this is the online marathon. So this class was designed specifically for the online students. They have not learned matrices as yet. So again, it's going to be like a little bit of a show and tell, right? Because I don't want to teach like that. So when I'm doing it, it's going to be just all over the place. Confuse them. So we're not going to do matrices. By marathon 4, you guys should be able to do vectors and matrices. Because after we finish trig, by the next couple of classes, I should be able to get to matrices. All right, so we have this last question now before we get out of here. It's been a long class. So we finish with that. Anybody have any questions? Just watch over the recording and just listen to the discussion and you'll be okay. Well, you should be okay. All right, so the diagram below shows a quadrilateral PQRS, which is formed by two triangles, PQS and QRS. You have to calculate the length of QR. Anybody have any idea how we do that? Should be quick. Talking trig now, you know. Remember,
Yes, sir.
So we're going to use cosine rule.
That is correct. Miss Gentle, she beat it to it, master. The seat that come out here about, but boy, it never come out fast enough. So John is sharp today, man. Sharp. So we spoke about this yesterday. All right, so yesterday we spoke about the two sides and the angle between. Your theta repeat itself. So you know, say the thing there. All right, so what is this formula? Look again. We're done at the exam. But I scratch off the whole of the here with your head. I don't want to go damage your brain and try to figure out the formula. People, go back to your formula sheet and see if you see something there that can help you. See it there. Don't stress out yourself. Once you know when to use it, you're good to go. Now, how do you sit on the paper? For them, right? A squared equal B squared. If you want to use it like that, it's up to you. When I was teaching it to the students, I taught them from the point of view of C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared, but it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. All right. So the formula is going to be C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB times the cosine of C. Just remember, say, no matter which letter they are front, that letter will represent the side that you're looking for. So if they want to use A squared equal B squared plus C squared, or B squared equal A squared plus C squared, just know so whatever is at the front will represent your unknown side. That's all you need to know. So in this case here, your unknown side is QR. So QR squared is equal to 16 squared and 18 squared. minus 2 times 16 times 18 times the cosine of the angle between 16 and 18 is 25. All right? All right, so go on your calculator now and just work out them two here one time. And then work out all three of these or four of those one time. So it's 16 squared plus 18 squared. That's only like 324 plus 256.
It's 580.
518 or 80?
80.
Correct. All right, and go ahead and multiply 2 times 16 times 18 times the cosine of 25 one time. Should get a negative number. Some guys know me case and leave, you know, not take so long to do the multiplication.
Sir, I get 522.03.
Somebody confirm that, please.
But that would be negative.
Somebody else can confirm that. Lexi, is that what you got?
Yes, sir. 522.03.
Okay. All right, so go ahead then and subtract both of those, please. Subtract both of those. I'm getting 57.97. And that's equal to the square root of 57.97.
Yes, that's what I got.
Yes, sir. That's the same thing I got too.
The square root of 57.97, 7.61. So this length is 7.61. All right, go check. Lovely. Lovely. Quick question. Get 3 marks and cut. Me know say half of my students in this class, if they ever spot this anywhere, I have confidence in you that you'll be able to get it right. Because to we drill this here. 2 side, angle between. 2 side, angle between, cosine rule. All right. Moving on to the next question. Now jump into the bearing now. The bearing of P, but it has to be measured from S, is 205. So the bearing of P, but you're measuring it from S. The bearing of P, but it's being measured from S. So we need a north line at S. We need a north line at S. Hold on. So they're telling us that the bearing of P, so they say a north line, remember say north is measured in a what? Sorry, a bearing is measured in a clockwise direction. So we know say this is a north. And so the bearing coming around is all the way around. Is 205, all the way around to P. Not true? So notice with them, you see the lines that is on the diagram, notice that the 205 get cut up in a what? Small portions. This part down here says what? 72. This part here says what? 25. I bet money them are going to ask you to find you. So bet you. Let us find out. Bet say that them are going to ask you. Now they're asking you for what? The bearing of R from what? S. So they want to know where is R, but you have to measure it from S. And just as I thought, right as them what you find. So what would you do if you want to find in this? If all of it is 205, what would you do to get the rest that's missing?
Sir, add 72 plus 25 and then subtract it.
From 205, that is correct. And this is a 1 mark in a heavy. So it's not a difficult question. 205 minus 72 plus 25. That? 72 plus 25, yeah. All right. How much you got when you do that now?
108.
108.
Oh, the final answer is 108? Oh, okay. So the bearing is simply going to be, you can almost predict questions you're going to ask, you know. Not saying that them questions easy, you know, but I'm just saying. You almost can predict what these persons are going to ask. 108 degrees. All right, that's it. And the last one now. Last one. Hopefully the last one. Yes, it's the last one, guys. S from P now. So we want to know where is S, but you have to measure it from P. So that means that we need one north line at P. And then we want S from P, so we want to write that so. So we want to measure right as S, but we want it to measure from P. All right? So remember, in your now is what? 108, right? Not true? So what's the full degree around the north line be? What's the full degree around here?
205.
From north come to S at 205. The full degree, right from north go back around to north. How much degrees? From north go back to north is how much degrees? When you go from north and go back right up where you start from, what's the full degree of a circle?
360.
So if we already know, say, all of vessel are 205, what is the rest?
So you're going to subtract the 205 from 360.
That is correct. So therefore we'll get 95. Is it 155?
Yes,
Confirm?
sir. 55.
155, not true. So the angle writers are 155. You go write it out in words, you know. So you're going to say angle NSP. You go right now, you're going to say angle NSP. So angle NSP is 360 minus 205, which is 155. Therefore, the bearing, it was said, therefore, now draw your conclusion. Therefore, the bearing of S from P. So therefore, now, S from P is going to be equal to 180 minus 155. So you know that because of co-interior angles. When you have two lines that are parallel, you see if you connect them, the angles on the inside adds up to 180. So whatever this angle be right here, so plus whatever this be, they both are going to add up to 180. And that's it. And that is it. So this answer works out nicely to be 25 degrees. Also? Yes, 25 degrees. And you might be looking at it and be like, then sir, hold on there. Why we couldn't just say that 25 up here is equal to this? We don't know that. We're not sure. We're not sure enough. We're not sure. We're not sure about not. We don't know if at 90 degrees we don't know anything. It is coincidental that it is 25. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end.
Before you move, question.
Yeah.
Isn't the 25 degrees over in front of angle S, right? Alternate.
No, nobody said anything was parallel. You don't see anything with no arrow on it.
Okay.
And even if it was, then look at where the angle would be. The angle would not be on the outside here. It would be this angle equal to that one.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Sir, one more question.
Sure, no problem. Question.
Sir, so I'm realizing at the start, like at the front of the paper, it says that not all graphs are like drawn to scale. So, sir, when doing the paper, does that mean that the answers can vary?
No, man. When they said that at the front of the paper said not all graphs are drawn to scale.
Or like scales nothing is really drawn to scale, or
no, the diagrams like the triangle we have up here. So like this here, you can't use your ruler and measure 31.2 centimeter. And that they mean.
So
like the diagram,
all graph answers are kind of like fixed.
all graph
Because
answers are
remember
drawn to
we were
scale.
doing some and you were saying let's just approximate that, you
Right.
know.
So it's because whenever you draw the curve, sometimes the curve kind of wobbly. So when them say estimate, it means like it's hard to figure out where is 2.23 on a graph that tiny, right? It's not accurate. So you kind of just have an idea of where 5.23 is or 2.23 is, and then just use that as an estimated value. That's what we mean. When it comes to the diagrams, like the triangle that we have up here, so there's something here, and them drawn diagrams here, you can't use your ruler and measure them. Right? But once you're on the graph, you can use like an estimated value, something close to the original.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys. So this pretty much brings us to the end of our marathon session today. Right? No matrices was done, but rest assured, by the fourth marathon, everyone here should have either started it or them have completed it or they've done it. Well, you're completing it, they've completed it, or they are going to start it. So by next week, to me, with the other marathon, we will be working on some matrices questions. But for now, that is it. That is it.
Bye,
Guys,
sir.
thank you for coming. Have yourself a good day and have yourself a good Easter Monday. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the week.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right.